Welcome back to Focus on Ghana. My guest on this edition is the national team coach, Kwesi Appiah, the soft-spoken, the silent killer, as he has just hinted, and of course the man who's made history by taking Ghana to the World Cup, the very first Ghanaian coach to do that. Now, Kwesi, you're talking about your coaching experiences. When you assisted to take Kotoko on and all those things, what was the major thing you learned?
You know, it's different being a footballer, you know, and then it's the total ball game, being the coach. Okay. And as I was saying, you know, after Buka Caesar has left, I became the head coach. That was 1995-96. Okay. I was the head coach of Kotoko before, you know, I left to UK to, you know, further my education in coaching. But your question was on the
kind of badges you have, because it looks like there was a gap after your stint with Kotoko. It looks there's a gap.
So after I came to UK to do the license, IFA license, I did a C and then the B. Okay. So when I 1999-2000, Jones Awuah was then made the head coach of Kotoko. Sorry, the Black Stars. So he invited me to be his assistant. So I came down to Ghana to be his assistant for the Black Stars. And year 2001, I left back to UK, and then 2008, after the Cup of Nations, I decided to come back home, you know, to continue with my coaching, and then that was where I had opportunity to assist Claude Leroy, and then when he left, I assisted Milovan, and then before being assistant to Stefanovic as well. The difficulty, you know, in coaching is how you're able to manage, you know, players at the highest level, players with big egos, and you know.
Right, then let's look at the African Cup of Nations. How was it like? Is it an experience you would want to forget about?
For me, it was, even though, you know, when anyone who is going to any competition, and talking of anyone, I mean all nations that qualify to the Cup of Nations, I believe that each and everyone's ambition was to go out there to win the cup. You know, and so it's Ghana. We went out there with our ambition to, you know, bring the cup home to Ghana. Yeah. But if you look at the team that I presented for the Cup of Nations, there were so many young players in the team. I think I had about 10 or 11, I'm not sure, 10 players who, you know, they've never been to any competitions before. Okay. And my ambition at that time was to make sure that I build, you know, a team, you know, a national team whereby we will have about 2-3, you know, teams. Okay. In that aspect, like every position, you have at least 3 competent players for that position. And I said, well, look, to be able to do that, you need to send some of these boys to these high competitions. And look, and I had a belief that after the competition, many of them, their confidence levels will rise. Okay. And talking of football, these, you know, best players we talk of in this world are players with high confidence. Right. And to gain that, if you go into such competitions playing big games, automatically the more you play, the more your confidence comes out. And
so you were not disappointed when you didn't win?
In actual fact, I was not disappointed. I was disappointed, you know, we were not able to win the cup for the nation. Okay. But on the other side, you know, I was not disappointed about the performance of the players that I took along.
Well, let's look at the Cup of Nations again. Having presented that young crop of players, who were the ones that were outstanding during that tournament?
You know, for me, that tournament, I was not looking at players who would be, you know, who were sell, because I knew going into a tournament with 10, you know, young players, automatically you face so many problems in terms of inexperience, in terms of performance, and even the crowd itself. The good thing is those players like Fatau Dauda, Rabiu, Achu, Christian Achu, Wakasu, Abetadoma, there were so many of them that I took along who had not then played any competition. But after the competition, all of them, even in their clubs, their performances rose to
some good level.
A very good level. And if you look at the Ghana team at the moment,
right,
all these young guys that I took along
are the
now,
basis of
yeah, and I always say a good team is a team that has got a very good bench.
Okay.
Once you've got a good starting team, those on the bench should be able to perform almost equally as those on the pitch. And the Ghana team, has now got that, and I can say that we can even present the third team.
Right.
So I was looking at long term for the country.
Right. But you were talking about young players, but you were hugely criticized for not using the Ayew brothers. Did that create a problem between yourself and Abedi PELE?
I've never had any problems with Abedi. Even since our playing days, I've never had any problems with him. I think all this comes down to sometimes misunderstanding and how people, portray things. For me, even talking of the 1992, this captainship issue, I've always said that it's the management at that time that do not handle the situation well. Because by then, I had then captained the team for 4 years.
Okay.
So if they had even contacted me, I could have said, oh, fine, let's push me to general captain and then make him the captain. But they actually didn't know how to work around it, and they came out.
Was that the reason why you retired?
As I said, my ambition was never to retire at that old age.
Okay.
And I thought, okay, I've served the nation, playing for the national team for 11 years. What else do I need?
Let me give you a very interesting compliment here. You're not old. You look very young. Well, Kwesi, coming back to the tournament, the Cup of Nations that you took the nation to. Now, beyond that, there were talk that Kwesi, one should be giving the opportunity to continue because you're building a good team. Some also thought that, no, you should be kind of stuck to the local team or any other smaller team because you don't have one day you go to handle the bigger boys, and of course your ability to push the country forward was in doubt. Did you doubt yourself?
I've never doubted myself. I always believe that Ghanaian, or for that matter African, it's about time we give our own the chance.
Okay. And
then we support our own. There's nothing in this world that a foreigner cannot do that a Ghanaian or for that matter an Africa cannot do. The other side of it, if we keep looking down on ourselves, automatically we will not support our own because we, in the first place, we are looking down on ourselves and we feel that everybody can also do it. But
yes, we definitely can do it ourselves. The national team coach, the Black Stars team coach, James Kwesi Appiah, is our guest on Focus on Ghana. We're taking a break, and when we come back, we'll be looking at the ultimatum, the World Cup 2014. Is Ghana going to do very well? I believe so, and I know he will tell me definitely we're going to go very far. We'll be back after this short break.